Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we'll try to understand policy and compliance in GRC module of ServiceNow. So I have already made one video on GRC module and I have provided you overview about GRC. So you haven't watched that video, you can go and watch that video before watching this video. So in this video, I'm going to explain you policy and compliance. So mainly we are going to focus on demo part, okay, because I have already provided you overview and theoretical explanation. So today we are going to more focus on demo of policy and compliance, and we'll try to understand main part of the policy and compliance, like whatever is the key module in policy and compliance. So we'll learn about that and we'll try to see practically. So let's get started. So guys, I have already explained what is policy and compliance also in my previous video, but this video is all about policy and compliance management. So I just want to highlight, some of the key point of policy and compliance. So whoever has not watched that video, they would be able to understand what is policy and compliance. So policy and compliance management product provides a centralized process for creating and managing policies standard. Okay, and it automate and manage policy life cycles and continuously monitor for compliance. So if we are making any policy, we have to make sure we are following that policy. So compliance is all about to ensure policy are being followed and right policy are on place. Okay, and policy and compliance are basically based on internal goals and objective of any organization, right? And as well external requirement and regulations. So let's get started with our next slide. So here we are going to understand, this policy and compliance management in practical way. So we are going to navigate into our ServiceNow personal instance and we'll try to explore all the modules under policy and compliance. And through my slide, I'm going to provide you, whatever key modules of policy and compliance, and we have to know some of the important things and important modules before we start, configuring our policy and compliance management. So I'm going to explain you about that. So first, I want to let you know what is policy. So you could understand why we create policy and what is policy. So first, policy defines an internal practice that processes must follow. So some of the process we have in any of the organization which has to be followed. Okay. So policy is mainly based on internal goals and objective of any organization. Okay. And policies are defined as policies, procedures, standard, plans, checklist, framework, and templates. So these are the types of policies. So we can define policy in term of policies, procedure, and all this term. So in some simple language, we can say that policy is a set of rule which has to be followed, right? So let's navigate to personal instance and we'll try to understand how can we create policy and how policy model looks. So here you have to type policy and compliance. So once you type policy and compliance, you are able to see various module under policy and compliance. So let's get started with policies. Okay, I'm going to explain all the modules under policy and compliance one by one. So we are starting with policies. So first I want to let you know how to create a policies. I have already told you what is policy. Okay, so I think you are clear with policy. Now let's try to understand how can you create new policies. So we are having already set of policies which is out of box policies are provided by ServiceNow, and we are having one of the most important thing, that is UCF. I'm going to explain you about that. So first let's try to understand how can you create policy. Okay, so here you have to provide the name of the policy. So you can provide the name of the policy based on the policy which you're going to configure. Like if you're configuring travel policy, you can provide travel policies. And we are having insurance policies. We are having a lot of policies, right? So here I am just providing sample policy for demo purpose, so you would be able to understand like how can we configure policy. And here you are having types. So here I have already uh, shown that, right? So policies are defined as policies, procedures, standards, plans. So These are the type of policies. So if you want to configure policy, you can select policy. You can configure as a procedure standard. This has to be followed, right? So let's create policy. So we have selected type as policy. Okay. And now we are having owning group. Owning group means, let's navigate to the slide and you can able to understand. So whoever is creating this policy, they can be part of compliance team. Okay. So we are having stages, right? We are in draft stage. So compliance user can modify this, policies. So maybe compliance user can create this policy also. So we have to provide the owning group who owns this policy. So owning group owner and reviewer are responsible to review this policy. Okay. So we have to select owning group who owns this policy and who are responsible for this policies. So you can select, let's select compliance managers. Okay. And owner you can provide who is owner of this group. So I'm providing. So it is totally dependent on the requirement. Okay. I'm just providing you demo so you can relate with it and you would be able to create your new policy. So you can provide valid from and valid to. So again, it is dependent on the requirement. So I'm just providing some random value here. And you have to add approver. Okay. Because approver is has to be added because after review it has to go to approver. Once it gets approved, it will be automatically published. So approver has to be there. So I'm adding approver, and reviewer is most important part because whoever is reviewer, he has to review this policy. Okay. So he has to be a very smart person who reviews this policy. He should be knowledge about this, like what is happening as part of this policy. So you can categorize also, policy categorize. You can add categorization. It is not mandatory, so it is up to you. You can create policy categories and you can add it if you don't have. If it's already available, it is totally up to requirement. So we are not adding description. You have to describe the policy. So if you go here, let's open one of the policy which is already created. So you could see here why, like, this is the name and we have described the policy. So this kind of explanation you have to provide. So whoever is reading this policy, they would be able to understand what is this policy. Yeah, what this policy contains. So description. Um, I'm not providing any much description. I'm just providing sample policy, same as name. Okay, and you can provide policy text, and the main part is here. So I mean, this related list are very related tabs are very important. So here knowledge base. So we are having one knowledge base, governance, risk and compliance. So whatever policy we are creating, so as part of that policy, one knowledge article will get created and it will be linked here. And this knowledge article will be created under this knowledge base. Okay. And this is the article template. So article template also you can add. And now come to acknowledgement setup. Okay. So let's talk about acknowledgement setup. So first we'll try to understand why we have to create this acknowledgement setup and what is this acknowledgement setup. Okay. So if you come here, you could see this policy acknowledgement. Okay. And under this policy acknowledgement, you are having various modules. Like you are having my acknowledgement campaigns and you are having pending acknowledgement campaigns. You are having audience. So what all this? So here you are having acknowledgement of policy. I'm going to let you know what is it. So when you define a policy, you can include policy acknowledgement setup that cause an acknowledgement campaign to be automatically created and populate with information from the policy. So you can create, acknowledgement campaign manually also. And why we have to create this acknowledgement campaign? First, I'm going to explain you that. So a policy campaign is the record. which used to prepare for a policy acknowledgement request. Depending on the method, we used to create the campaign. So whatever method you can select, you can create it manually, you can schedule it from this acknowledgement setup. So one, acknowledgement campaign will get created as part of it. Okay. Why we created? To prepare for a policy acknowledgement. So you can define the audience who provide an acknowledgement that a particular policy is in compliance and the schedule for sending out acknowledgement request. So we are making a lot of policy, but we have to ensure, policy is in compliance. So what we do, we create a audience and we send a acknowledgement campaign to that audience. So once we send acknowledgement campaign to the audience has to acknowledge it. So as part of acknowledgement, they can accept it or they can decline it. So let's try to see that. So this is the acknowledgement campaign. So you can create it manually and you can schedule it as well. So once this acknowledgement campaign gets created, you are having option to request acknowledgement. So this acknowledgement request will be sent to audience and audience has to acknowledge. So you could see here, my acknowledgements and all acknowledgement. So once we get acknowledgement from audience, that record will get saved here. Okay. So as part of this, the acknowledgement, audience can accept the acknowledgement and they are having option to decline this acknowledgement. So all these things will be done by here. So you can provide option to decline policy. So if you check it, audience will be having option to decline the policy as well. And you can maybe allow user to request exception. So if you want it, you can check on it. Okay. So this is how we set up the acknowledgement, and these are the modules under acknowledgement, policy acknowledgement. So you are having option to create audience also. If you want to create new audience and set up audience, you can create it from here, and you can map that audience for this policy. For this policy, who will be the audience who is going to acknowledge? So you can map that audience here, and once you request. Yes. So part of this acknowledgement setup, you can provide the frequency and everything, and this acknowledgement campaign will get created. Okay. So this will get created automatically, and from here you can request for acknowledgement. So acknowledgement request will be sent to audience, and audience has to be acknowledged. And if you see this acknowledgement record, so you are having option. Okay. So audience will be having option to, you could come here and see. So audience will be having option to accept it, decline it, and they can ask for, some exception, and they can if they are not providing any response, it will be updated as no response. So you can see the acknowledgement record from the acknowledgement table, from this table. Okay. Like what audience has been responded as part of that acknowledgement campaign. So this is all about this acknowledgement setup, why we do it, and how it works. I think it is quite clear now. And now exception setup. So what is this? So let's navigate here. So exception provide temporary relief for users unable to meet compliance requirement due to some extraordinary situations. So if some user is not able to, meet the compliance requirement due to some, critical or maybe some extraordinary situation, we can provide relief to them user. So you can update that. Like if some patch has to be done or any kind of example, you can take it here. So it has to be done, but it is not happening due to some issue or due to some situation. So you can provide some days. So after that, that user has to follow this policy. Like if I have provided 20 days as exception duration, so after 20 days, if this policy has to be followed by a specific user, so they have to follow it. Okay. So now we are done with this policy. You can submit it. Okay. So we have submitted it. In draft state, this policy is editable, you could see. Once we have submitted it, we are having various option related list here. Okay, so I'm going to explain you one by one what is entity types, control objectives. These are quite important, part. And I have already provided you what is policy approval. You know that we are having this approval. Once we click, this will go to awaiting approval. The record will be tagged here. Policy exception, I told you how can you control this exception. It is defined under expected control. And policies, you are aware of that. And content reference, okay, so you can provide the content reference. And I have already explained you about acknowledgement campaigns. What is it? So it can be automatically created, and you can create it also once policy is published. Now you are not having option to create it, you can create it manually. So like once policy is published, you can create it. You will be having option of for creating acknowledgement campaign. Now you're not having option here, right? You can't see new button, but once this policy is published, you could see here. Policy version, I hope you're aware about it. Policy version is nothing same as version. So if anybody is doing any changes, so it will be captured in the version. And information, objects, evidence and issue, we are going to discuss about it later. So now we are done with the policy. Now we have to send it. We are ready for review. We can click on ready for review. So now it has gone to review. So now reviewer has to review this. Okay, so now we are not seeing any option because we are not I am system admin is not mapped as reviewer, right? So we have to impersonate this person to review this policy. Okay, so let's impersonate. Okay, search for that policies. Okay, that's one, right? We have sent it for review. So now he is having option to request approval, but we were not getting that option, right? Because we were not a reviewer. So he has to be a very smart person. Now he has to review this policy very carefully, and once he is okay with this policy, he can request for approval. So he has to do it, reviewer. So we have requested as for approval. So now you could see here once he asked for, and in review state, this reviewer has ability to modify this policy, right? But now it has become grayed out. Almost all the fields on this form became grayed out. You are not able to modify uh, any of fields. So it has gone for awaiting approval. So now who is the approval? This person itself, right? So refresh it and let's go to our approval. So here we are having policy approval. So it has requested to himself. So let's approve it. So once we approve this policy, it will be directly go to published. So once we approve this policy, it will be automatically published. We don't have to go to, and publish it. So it will be automatically done. And now, if you have to modify this policy, you have to click on back to review. So you can use back to review button if you need any modification. And it's become grayed out because if policy is in compliance, meanwhile you cannot go and modify the policy, right? So that's the reason it became grayed out. So you can go to review state and you can modify the policy if it requires. And here you are having option to retire the policy. If this policy is no longer required, you can go and retire this policy by this, okay, by using this retire button. So we are good with the policy. We have understood life cycle of the policy. Okay. So let's go to our slide, and now we'll try to understand integration with UCF, Unified Compliance Framework. Okay. So we are going to understand Unified Compliance Framework. Okay. So what we do, we integrate ServiceNow, our ServiceNow instance with UCF, because UCF is the world's largest database of interconnected compliance documents, and it integrates tools and processes to harmonize all compliance requirement of an organization. So before we start with UCF, you have to type here unified, okay? Unified compliance integration, and it comes under policy and compliance, okay? So if you type here, you will be redirected to this UCF configuration, okay? And for this module, you have to install this plugin. Let me show you GRC compliance UCF. GRC compliance UCF. So this plugin has to be installed. Then only you would be able to see this, module. And here the UCF integrates with ServiceNow instance through an authentication process which validates your subscription. And in UCF configuration form, you have to select type of authentication. So let's open this one. And here you have to select oath as a authentication type. So here you have shared list, okay, and here you have type as oath, and you have to provide the oath details. So like if you are indicating your instance with UCF, so you have to provide instance client ID, your ServiceNow instance client ID, as well as your instance client secret, okay. And here you have to provide, like, this is the oath profile, okay, oath profile. So you have to provide oath profile, okay, and you can provide redirect URL. So this is how you can this is very basic configuration, there's not much. So you can provide all the basic detail which is required, and you can have integration with UCF. So you can indicate your ServiceNow instance with UCF. And as I have told you, UCF is the world's largest database of compliance documents. So this UCF is having n number of compliance documents. Okay. So ServiceNow, a unified compliance partner. Okay. So ServiceNow is a unified compliance partner, is providing access to the common control hub from within their ServiceNow GRC. So once you integrate your ServiceNow GRC module with UCF, so you will be able to access, all the GRC compliance documents. Okay. So compliance officer can access the CCH to check regulation applicable to their business. Okay. And compliance administrators can download content from UCF network for use in GRC citation, authority document, and policy statements and control. So now you know how can you integrate your ServiceNow GRC module with UCF, and how you integrate, because it's world largest database and it is having various document related to compliance and regulation. So instead of creating everything manually, you can integrate and you would be able to access all the documents from UCF. And whoever is compliance officer, they can able to access control hub or UCF control hub, and they will be able to access all the document which is related to policy and compliance. And we are having this authority document, policy statements, control, citation, we are going to learn about, and we are going to understand about it. So I hope now you are clear about why we established integration with UCF, okay, and how we do it. So if you have any doubt, you can let me know. You can post your queries in comment section. I will try to answer it. So let's navigate to our next slide. So now we are going to learn about authority documents. So this is also quite important. So once we integrate our ServiceNow with UCF, so we are able to access all the authority documents. Like, it will be automatically imported all the authority documents and citation from UCF, so we can refer in our instance. So let's see how authority documents looks and what is it. So here you are having authority documents and citation, right? So let's try to understand authority document first. So an authority document defines the external requirement standard frameworks, or regulation that a process must use. So it is totally based on external requirements, right? And external standard framework or regulation that has to be, you know, followed. So these are the stored as a references from which policy can be defined or formed. So we are having, set of external requirement standard. So based on that standard, we can form policies, okay, based on our internal goals and objectives. So always remember that policy is based on organization internal goals and objectives. And authority documents define the external requirement, standard, framework, or regulation that has to be used. So, authority documents are used to define policies, risk control, audits, and other processes, ensuring adherence to authoritative content. So, you can create your own authority documents, or you can download or import the UCF authority documents. So, once you have integration set up, with your ServiceNow instance to UCF, you can you can schedule the import, or maybe you can import the authority documents from UCF and you can download it according to your wish. So let's open this authority documents. So we are having some set of authority documents, so we can refer that, and I'll try to let you know how can you create that also. So you could see here name source, you could see this is UCF because we have UCF integration in place in this ServiceNow instance. So this has to come, from UCF. Okay. So you could see we have name, number, source, common name, category. So I don't know. I don't think it has to be explained. I think it is by referring the name you would be able to understand. And we are having this citation. Okay. And let's see new, let's create one authority document. So it is not required to create manually. You can, like most of the company, obviously, indicate with UCF and they are using their authority document which is available in UCF. So they can directly import it from UCF and they can refer it. So mainly we use authority document to ensure like whatever external regulation or standard or framework. So whenever we are creating policy, we have to keep that mind. So now create one sample authority doc. So number, it will be automatically come. Source also, it will automatically come. Like before you could see here, it has come from UCF. So source is something which will automatically populate here. Common name you can provide. So I am referring created one, and I am explaining you. So here common name you can provide according to the requirement. Category type. So these are something which is totally based on the requirement. So just select anything randomly. And type, these are the types. Okay, so you can add additional type also if it is required, and if authority document has to be created based on this type, you can select any one of them. Valid to, from, and valid to you have to provide according to again requirement. Description, I'm not providing much. Authority, and I'm going to save it. Okay, so we are good with that. Now in authority document we have citation, content reference, evidence, and issue. So we'll try to understand one by one. So let's go to citation, which I have already opened. Okay, we'll try to understand what is citation. Okay. So citation record contains the actual provision of the authority document which can be interrelated using configured relationships. In this way, the relationships between different sections of the authority documents can be mapped to better record how the authority document is meant to be implemented. Okay. So mainly citation is kind of individual requirement and which is used to make the authority document. So we can refer our citation and we can make uh, we can better map or record to authority document, and authority document can be implemented in a better way by using citation. Okay. The same relationship mechanism can be used to document relationships across authority document, and it is important because different sources address the same or similar control and objectives. So we'll try to understand what is control and objective. Let's come here and let's try to understand citation. So guys, let me tell you one thing. So we are mainly not going to create authority document and citation. It is mainly coming from UCF. So once we are doing integration with ServiceNow to UCF, we are going to import all the authority documents and citation. Okay. So just you have to understand what is authority document and citation, which I have already made you understand. So you have to keep that in your mind. So here, this creation of citation is quite simple. You could see all the fields and you are able to understand this field refers to what. So you could see the fields and you are able to understand what it does. So this type field is quite important. So I'm going to explain you in next video, like what is control, objective, process, core topic, control. So I'm going to let you know. And here, if you are creating directly from table citation, you have to select the authority document, but you can create it from here itself. So you are having option to create new citation from authority document. So citation can be created from authority document. If you are creating from here, you have to link this citation with authority document. So that's that's all for today. And tomorrow we'll try to understand what is entity scoping, and we'll try to understand control objective, control attestation. So in next video you are going to discuss about whatever module has been left. So thanks for watching guys. If you like my videos, please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.